Rise and shine, beloved great grand rising. Come on in, come on in. We're going to get started. Let me just pull up this on Facebook so I can see your comments today. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, we are here, we are here. Yes, yes, yes. Come on in, come on in. And let's do what we do over here. I am Elola Sanders, and I am so happy that you are here. Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Success TV Live, where we are lighting the way to help you create a clear path forward on your personal and spiritual development journey. I am dedicated to delivering personal and spiritual empowerment that will be a catalyst for true transformation in your life. With that being said, let's do what we do over here. Let's activate the success mind. If you're sitting, go ahead and sit with your feet flat back straight. Place a hand on your heart. That just signals the subconscious mind, your nervous system, that we are ready to calm down, relax, and we're willing to be open to receive. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Relax from the crown of the head to the sole of the feet. Just relax. Next, deep breath in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Turning all your focus and attention inward to the rich inner life where the kingdom of God is, where there's infinite power, potential, untapped resources, answers to questions, solutions for challenges. Is all within. One more deep breath in and exhale. We're so thankful and grateful for another day, for another opportunity to be in this beautiful community of like-minded spiritual success leaders. All right, let me just throw a grand rising up here. And to get these comments going on Facebook. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let me see who's here. Let me know if you can see me, hear me okay. And we are ready to go. All right. Yes. So with that being said, beloved, I sent an email out to the general community over the weekend. And it was a little rough. I had to say it was a little rough, but it came up so much in my spirit that I had to release it. I know that this had to reach more people than just myself. Yes, come on in, great grand rising, great grand rising. Okay, so the question is being asked: how can you worship God and hate yourself? How can you love God and simultaneously hate yourself? So I'm going to just go and look at the email that I sent to the general community on Friday, where I stated that how this came up so strongly in my spirit as a question to be asked. And immediately I received prophetic confirmation. Came right out of the prophet's mouth, just like how it came up in my spirit. And it let me know that this is something that is for all of us, all of us, all of us. Great grand rising. Yes, yes, yes. Respect to you. Respect to you, Marcus. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us live. Yes. It is an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to be here with you all today. All right. So I know this, that it's time for an upgrade. Can you just type in the chat, I'm ready to upgrade? And I'm serious about this. We do not say things over here because it sounds good. We say things over here because we know that a window or a door of opportunity is open for us to walk through. And this is a season for upgrade. I shared over the weekend that how this month of July is an important month. It's a month for us to really settle and solidify some things as it pertains to your true transformation. So this is a season for upgrade, to stop going through the motions of living life. I'm looking at the email. Stop going through the motions of living life and transition into divine purpose. I want y'all to be very interactive, and I want you to make it in present tense. I am in my divine purpose. Come on, write that down. I am in my divine purpose. I am not seeing any comments on Facebook. So I don't know, sometimes they, shadow ban me where people can't find me. They know it's 10 o'clock. They know that my page usually comes up on their feed, but it doesn't. And they just hunt around trying to find me. But we are here, and hopefully they'll catch the replay. All right. So come on and write that down. Write that down. I am in my divine purpose. What happens, and this is the question, what happens when you love God, worship God, lavish praise upon God, but you don't love yourself? Let's take a look at what this really looks like. And I want you to really think about that for a moment, because we cannot love God and then not love ourselves. It's contradictory, it's counterproductive, it is stagnating, it is holding you hostage. So let's take a look at what this looks like. Worship is about love. It conveys, watch this, reverent honor, adoring reverence, or regard. So in my experience, I found that even when you are worshiping, if you are not loving yourself as you are worshiping, or if that worship is not coming out of love for self, what you're actually doing is deflecting. You're not looking at you and taking all of that reverence and lavish upon God, and you're deflecting it from yourself onto God because you don't consider yourself worthy. Let's go on. I want to look at the notes and kind of follow them, right? So it shows that you have the ability. So when you're worshiping, it shows that you have the ability. Grand Rising, Reese, thanks for joining us live. You have the ability and the capacity to love. Yet this love is deflected from yourself to God. It's deflected from yourself to others, right? Because you don't honor, reverence, or value yourself. And we want to really dig deep in here, because when you come up today, my aim and my purpose today, as we are continuing from last week, is for you to have so much honor, reverence, and value for yourself that you quit playing with yourself. Come on. You stop playing yourself. Stop playing yourself. So you have the ability and you have the capability and the capacity to love, but the love is being deflected. In other words, you're saying everyone else is worthy of honor, worthy of respect, worthy of love, and even God worthy to be worshiped. But it's not coming from a heart or a mind that loves you just as it loves God, right? So while you are lavishing praise, adoration, and devoting yourself to God, I want you to hear this, deflecting from yourself to God when you don't honor, reverence, or value yourself. While you're doing this, right? Sacrificing to God, devoting to God, adoring God, what you give to yourself doesn't come close to portraying love. Can we look at this for a moment? So can you identify with any of this, right? You consistently judge and criticize yourself. Your inner dialogue can be cruel, demeaning, and disempowering, right? I'm looking at the email here. You don't believe anything. This is a key. I've run across this so much. You don't believe anything good can come to you, or if it does come to you, it doesn't last. Now, I experience this a lot with people that we call have church brain. And so we were looking at this, and I was sharing over the weekend, and it's sad to know that there are so many good people in religion, in church, Christianity, deep even in the mystical sciences of Christianity and other religions, that have had a mental or a psychotic break, and they're living mentally unstable and unbalanced, and they masked it and covered it up by always saying, God said, God told me, God showed me. I only do what God says. But really, it's a thin line between that mental and that psychotic and somebody being deeply spiritual. What is the difference? How can you tell the difference? The difference is, somebody said, well, Dr. E, that just sounds like me because God talks to me, directs me, and guides me. I'm going to tell you how you can tell the difference. Are you listening now? Tell me so I'm listening. The difference is when you are in a mental or psychotic breakdown or living in a spiritual delusionary realm, your life doesn't change. It doesn't move. It doesn't expand. You don't grow. You stay at the same level for all the talking God is doing, all the directing he's doing, and all the giftings that you have in you. Your life don't change. It doesn't move. And you blame everything on God. There is someone, and I mentioned this before, that every time they would step forward and step out and they would say, God told them to do this, to start something, to share, to help people. And every single time, it starts to grow a little bit where people start coming in. Then they say, God told me to shut it down. And they would shut it down. And so 10, 20, 30, 40, almost 50 years now have gone past. And they're looking around and now they're saying, God don't want me to do nothing. He never lets me do anything. Beloved, that is when you are mentally imbalanced. That is when you're living in a delusional realm, thinking that all of this is God, but all that is the ego mind and the way that you have trained yourself to shrink, to hide, to not be your best self. Somebody talk back to me. But this is how you can tell. You can be very peculiar. You can be very unique. You can hear things from, that fifth dimensional realm, the God realm, that doesn't, quite line up with what's going on in 3D, and all of that's fine. You can do some crazy things. I don't even want to say crazy. I want to say unusual or unconventional. And those of you that operate as prophets, you know what I'm talking about. Grand Rising, Lucina, thanks for joining us live. Prophets do many things and prophetic acts and prophetic demonstrations. And we hear words that seem like it's just, from out of this world for what it really is. But the difference is, beloved, the difference is that your life moves, you grow, you change, you expand, you impact. I want y'all to write that down because we have to really put on our big girl, big boy clothes, right? We have to put on, I want to say, our grown-up clothes and really take a look at what are you using God to hide behind that's allowing you to hide. All of this is letting you know you're not loving yourself. You cannot love God and not love yourself. Somebody write that down. Or we're going to break up some myths today. We're going to break up some delusions and misconceptions that we may have been steeped in. And I know all of you all know people like this. We were good for this in the 70s and the 80s. But if you're not growing and transitioning, it's saying that something is imbalanced and you're hiding and you're not loving yourself. Have you met people, and we mentioned this to you guys before, that they cannot have a conversation without talking about their religious view or interpretation of God? No matter where they think that they are doing ministry, they think that they're doing what they're supposed to do, but they cannot even have an intelligent conversation without going into all their religious lingo. Y'all remember in the 80s when we used to answer the phone and it was popular? It was cute then. It was cute. And we would say, praise the Lord. That's how we would answer the phone. And we thought that that was cute, and it was cute then. But I'm speaking to when you cannot even have a conversation, an intelligent conversation where you cannot engage critical thinking on a topic without going into a lot of religious jargon. I'm saying something here. All of this is pointing to how you have deflected from looking at yourself, being yourself, loving yourself, and you deflected all of that back to God. Now, this is a little rough, but we are being called and asked to look at this because what God is saying, you cannot love me and not love yourself because I created you. Can you type that in the chat? God created me. God created me. And he created me to be just like what's being portrayed in the creative world, in the creative cosmos. How do you know when you're not loving yourself? Because you won't allow yourself to grow, to expand, to evolve. And God is all about growth and expansion and moving. And people will say, well, how can you tell? How can I tell the difference between when God is talking and my flesh or the ego mind is talking, right? First of all, and somebody would say, the ego mind won't tell you anything good. Yes, it will if it could tell you something good and still hold you in a box. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. God is all about expansion, evolution, growth, development, even this beautiful universe and everything that's going on in the cosmos. New star systems are being born every day. Galaxies are being formed every day, right? And so things are still moving and growing and expanding. The earth is moving, growing, expanding, shifting, upgrading. Everything in God's creation is about growth and expansion. And so what we have done is we have taken, and I know I'm speaking to a few people here today. You allow the ego mind to keep you in perpetual confusion. Confusion is the resting state of the ego mind. It always wants you confused. You still don't know your gifts. You still don't know what you're called to do. You still don't know your purpose. All of that is just the ego mind. All of that is keeping you locked in the realm. So I want you to examine today, this is for all of us, that how you may have stayed in the same dimension, doing the same thing all of your life. But beloved, I'm telling you, this is breakout season. It's upgrade and it's time to break out. Upgrade so you can break out. Come on, talk back to me. Upgrade so you can break out. Upgrade so you can break out. You cannot break out. You cannot get to the things that you know in your heart that God's desire for you if you don't upgrade, if you don't allow some things to change, if you don't allow some things to shift. In my community with my mentors, and I just shot a little video for a promotion for them about what I would tell my younger self about being in that community or joining that community. You all know I was a person that took that vow of invisibility. And one of my defaults is to process in isolation. And so I would always pull back. That's my default. That's what I do. Whenever there's a challenge, whenever there's an issue, I would pull back, shut off everything and process and work that thing out in isolation. Well, we kind of been trained to do that even in our spiritual church upbringing, you know, how to just pull back, go pray or whatever. But what I wasn't utilizing was everything that was built into that community to support me. And so they asked me the question, what would you tell your younger self about joining or coming into this community? And I answered this is that sometimes you have to know that you are not alone. And you have got to be able to trust somebody enough to be vulnerable and to be visible. Now, you have to make sure that you're in the right community, you're among the right people, because some of y'all are asking people that don't have your best interests at heart. They don't have as much conscious awareness as you have. And you're asking them, and they don't know anything to do but to hinder you and shut you down. So I said, what I would tell my younger self, and I want to know what you would tell your younger self about where you are now and what you've learned about life. I would tell my younger self, you're not alone. You're not alone in your shadows. You're not alone in your sensitivities. You're not even alone in your strengths. But I was in a community of like-minded, highly sensitive people, but I was in isolation. I wasn't taking advantage. But when I made the decision to put myself out there, just out there in a group, and saying, hey, I'm having this issue. And I was wondering if to be able to ask and to be able to expose myself and say, hey, I'm having this issue or this problem. And I want to know, is there anybody else that experienced this? And do you have any suggestions of what I could do? The day that I did that, I realized I got so much really good feedback, so many really good ideas. And I said to myself, why are you struggling in isolation when you have this entire community to support you? All of that, all of these little things, I want you guys to hear me today because I'm giving you gold today. All of these little things that we have, little habits, idiosyncrasies, right? All these little things that we have that we think is just a part of us, all of this is devaluing. It's devaluing ourselves. It's disempowering ourselves. Grand Rising Flora, thanks for watching us live. You're disempowering yourself. You got to be able to love yourself enough to get support for yourself and get help for yourself. You got to love yourself enough to do that. And I want to get back into this because I want to paint a clear picture of what it looks like when you don't love yourself, right? You don't believe that anything good can come, or if it does come, you don't believe it's going to last. And like I said, I run into so many people who have come into my community that this is one of the things that they struggled with because they had so much disappointment in their life. They had so much disappointment in their life that they just didn't believe that anything good was going to happen for them, or if it did, it wasn't going to last. And if too many good things happened, they thought that they were going to die. But this is the time, it's the season, and we're being asked in this month of July to upgrade so that we can break out, right? You won't allow yourself to grow, I said that already, or move forward because you are full of doubt and confusion. You fear God, you fear the quote-unquote devil and people. You fear lack, you fear success, you're insecure, you're inadequate, you're intimidated, you're inconsistent, and the list goes on and on and on. Take a good healing deep breath in and exhale, and let's just blow. And we just want to blow and clear all of that out. When you are not loving yourself, you are consistently in negative dialogue. You don't see yourself. You're seeing yourself through a distorted lens, through a lens of whatever is at the core of you. While you keep comparing yourself to other people, looking at what other people are doing, because you still don't have a healthy vision of who you are. Many times as I'm going through my own personal development, Spirit would say to me, you're not looking at yourself properly. You're not seeing yourself properly. And what does that boil down to? It boils down to you don't celebrate you enough. Oh my God, my God, my God. Somebody talk back to me. You don't celebrate yourself enough. You don't celebrate your wins. You don't celebrate your accomplishments enough. The ego mind always wants you to be in what I call ego mind amnesia, where you cannot remember all the good things you're doing, the amazing things you're doing, all the wins that you have. We don't celebrate enough. We don't celebrate enough, right? We want to come to a place now where we start loving ourselves more. How are we going to do that, Dr. E? You have got to recognize, first of all, that God created you in the image and likeness of divinity, of godliness. That's how you were created. And then you are loaded and packed with gifts, talents, and ability. But many times you may be stuck in an environment and stuck in a culture where you are afraid or intimidated to be yourself. Now, what I'm talking about, this goes across the board. Even myself, I'm always examining and asking myself, are you allowing your true voice to be heard? Where are you holding back? Where are you pulling back? Right? Because I still have a pastoral mindset. I'm talking about a boxed in, genetically engineered pastoral mind, meaning that I got this mind from the environment and the group I was in. And we will always, as a pastor and as a leader, we will always be mindful and careful of what we were putting out, because we realized that many people sitting there were not in a place where they could hear, or they weren't spiritually mature enough to hear. So you're always going through these filters, right? Even with me sending this email over the weekend, and I put over in the side caption, "This is rough," right? Because I would always seek to really try to soften things up so that it can be palatable. But when I heard this come up and I got the prophetic confirmation, and then I heard, you got to give this exactly the way it's been given, and let's just see who is ready to really embrace this. And I got feedback where it just hit home. Many people say, "Oh my God, that just touched me," and brought tears to my eyes, because you are doubting yourself so much, and you're judging and criticizing yourself so much that your uniqueness is not coming through. So how are we going to make this shift, right? And I said this, and I highlighted it. This is not to make you feel bad. We don't do that in this community. This is to bring you into greater conscious awareness about what's happening within you. So if any of this resonates with you and you want to heal from this, here are 3 simple tips that you could do to start loving yourself more. I call it the RAK method, the RAK. Just simple, right? Everything starts with awareness. I always say this is your key to freedom. It's your key to growth. If you're ready for an upgrade, tell me, come on, talk back to me and say, "I'm ready to upgrade." Come on, talk back to me. I'm ready to upgrade. Put some hearts in there, some thumbs up, anything. I'm ready to upgrade. I'm upgrading now. And I just released this right now that we draw a line of demarcation today. And I decree and declare that you are going to move forward. You're going to take that foot and put it in front of the other, and you're going to move forward. This is about you, beloved. This is not about you teaching, preaching, ministering, getting a promotion, getting more money. All of that is going to come as a result of you loving you, of you really understanding what's happening. I'm ready for upgrade. I'm upgrading now. Yes. So the RAK method, 3 simple things that you can do. Recognize that there is self-hatred operating in your life, and forgive yourself. Self-hatred, when you know something is hurting you and you allow the addiction to perpetuate. All of us can be guilty right there, right? Self-hatred. When you keep talking negative, down, criticizing, and disempowering yourself, self-hatred. Looking at yourself, always comparing yourself. And there's a unhealthy comparison and a healthy comparison, right? Unhealthy comparison is when you're always looking at everybody else, comparing yourself, and then you implode and you beat yourself up and you shrink and you hide and you pull back because I can't do it like them. It didn't come out like theirs. My website don't look like theirs. I don't have as many people. That's unhealthy comparison. And sacred text says that's not wise. Healthy comparison is when God placed people in your life, a coach, a mentor, a pastor, a leader, somebody, but this is how it's healthy. This is where you compare. You say, oh my God, they're this, they're that, they so this, they're the other. You can see all of that in a healthy way because that's who you are. And you allow yourself to learn, to grow, to move, and advance from them. And you could identify, oh, Dr. E, I had a client to say, Dr. E, you're da. And I said, you can see that in me because that's in you. And when you see people and you just have a desire, a godly desire, it's because that's what's in you. That's the level that you're being asked to come up to. So we want to upgrade now. So the first thing to do in the RAC method is to recognize that there is self-hatred operating in your life. I command you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, pulling back on that old language, that you stop the madness. You stop it. The self-doubt, the self-talk, the negative self-talk, the criticism, the intimidation, the insecurity, the fear of people, fear of being seen, fear of lack, fear of success. When we allow ourselves to be trapped in those kind of energies, that is self-hatred. And that is not what God wants for you, right? Just that simple. Don't beat yourself up or down. Apologize to yourself and let it go. Just apologize to yourself and let it go, right? Number 2, accept. Accept who and what you are. You are amazing. Can you talk back to me? Come on. I always want to give you an opportunity. I am amazing, and say whatever else you want to say about yourself. Y'all, it is hot here today. It is hot. I went outside about 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was already like too hot at 6 a.m. I was like, okay, this is going to be a scorcher today, right? Accept who you are. Come on, I am amazing. Talk back to me. What else you want to say about yourself? I'm not moving. Accept who and what you are. You are amazing. Speak peacefully to yourself. Encourage yourself. Affirm yourself. All day, every day. All day, every day. So you're going to recognize, okay, what I've been saying to myself, how I've been stuck, how I'm not living. I got to come out of all of that. I apologize. I apologized to myself last night. You know what, Elon? I'm sorry. Not sorry. I just said I apologize. I'm not going to do that again. We're not going to do that next week, right? And you take a deep breath. Yeah, I ate too much of what I shouldn't have this week. But we're not going to do that next week. You take a deep breath and you move forward, right? And the K, you have to know. No. Yes, I really am amazing. I really am amazing. I'm a phenomenon, right? Come on, y'all, say something positive. Affirm yourself. I'm a phenomenal. I'm so incredible. I don't want to use the word incredible because y'all know what the word incredible used to mean, right? But I'm amazing. I'm magnificent. I'm all that. Yes, come on, affirm yourself. Affirm yourself. I'm awesome and special. Yes, you are, Lucinda. Extremely special. Extremely special. Your giftings are special. Your giftings are unique. And the world needs what you have. Okay? Know that God is within you and God are one. When you come into my community, this is like one of the first things we start working on is getting you to a place where you, and it takes time, beloved. Y'all got to get out of the hocus pocus, spin around 3 times and it's done. When it's time to upgrade, it's time to retrain, it's program, right? Things in a different way. Okay. YouTube, let me know if you still see me, if I'm still coming through, because something happened. Y'all let me know if y'all still see me. Grand Rising, Tariq. Grand Rising, and congratulations on your business that you posted about the other day. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So know that that's the first thing we work on, is that you knowing that God is within you and that you and God are one. Beloved, the reason why it's so hard for people to grasp that is because it was burned into us how unworthy we were, how low we were, how wretched we are. You know, amazing grace to save a wretch like me. You may have done some wretched things, but you're not a wretch. You may have done some horrible things, but those are just things you've done. That's not who you are. And so when we say that you and God are one, as God is above, so are you below. As without, so within. God is within you, you and God are one. What's true about God is true about you. Now, I want y'all to talk back to me. Everybody put that in your notes. What's true about God is true about me. And the reason why we can't grasp this is because, like I said, there was too much self-hatred, so much belittlement, so much low estimation of ourselves. Whatever God is, I am. You remember the mantra that I shared? I cannot be anything God is not. That's the upgrade. That's what you want to pull yourself up to. So all of the false praise, worship, and adoration, I want to call it false, because you're giving that to God, but you cannot see yourself as being one with God and being like God. And that was the first dominion mandate. Let us make man after our image and likeness and let him have dominion. You want to know that you and God are one. What's true about God is true about me. You cannot love God and not love yourself. That's a lot of food for thought. And my prayer and my prophetic decree today is that you allow the upgrade to happen. Allow. If this resonates with you today, I want you to worship. Now, this is true worship. This is how you truly worship. It's not just about saying words and lavishing words on God. You worship with what is precious to you, what is special to you. And if you are ready for an upgrade, I want to invite you to worship by sowing seed. We want to take what we value, which is our money, our currency. We want to take it and we want to give, and we want to give the sacrifice of it. We want to feel it, right? 2888. If that's too low for you, do what will be right for you, right? 22888. 8888, 2888. Get in. We're working with those number 8s because I know we're in the energy of 8. This is an 8 year universally. So we want to work and pull on the power and the authority and the grace of what is woven into this year. 2888. We're going to worship with our giving, with our seed, with our sacrifice. All right. And you all know these are the different ways that you can give. We put it up every week. Take a screenshot of it so that you can do it and you'll have it. Yep. And these are all the ways that you can give. Right. Go to my website, alonewithsanders.org. Click on Online giving, go, this is PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, all those kind of ways. Y'all talk back to me. Have you recognized areas where you don't love yourself? Where you're not loving yourself, but you're deflecting. You're deflecting, right? And I want us to call this the upgrade seed, because the upgrade is going to bring the breakout. The upgrade is going to bring the breakout. And we're sowing the upgrade seed today. All right. 2888. Upgrade. 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 So that we can break out of that dimension and that realm that you have been locked in, and you don't seem to move. You don't seem to move. And I'm speaking to someone particular today, that your circumstance, your environment, your living environment have changed and shifted. And it would appear that you are at a disadvantage, or that you have gone down and your status has gone down. But I'm here to tell you, hold on. The upgrade and the breakout is here for you. And I hear the Spirit saying that you are due. And I'm saying this, I'm feeling, Lucina, you are due a financial blessing. I feel financial increase. I feel that there are some monies that's being held up. And it could be money that you don't even know about. But I'm feeling that there's financial increase all in your atmosphere. And I hear the Spirit saying that you know what to do. You know how to focus. You know how to align your spirit to open up the channel for that to come through. And if that resonates with anybody, y'all grab that word. Because I also know that this is the season not only for upgrade and breakout, but it's the season for increase financially. Grab that word. I can feel this so strongly today, that there's money being held up that is due you. And we want to pull that into our physical manifestation. So can we take a moment and just take a good healing deep breath in and exhale? I receive. I receive the next level of increase, the next level of abundance. Come on, let's go. Next level of abundance. If that resonates, come on, sow that 2888 seed. And those of you, if you need to have a private session with me, there's the information scrolling across the bottom. Go to the website, schedule a day where we can have a private chat. You've never done it before. I'm inviting you in, and let's just see. Let's just see what will be revealed, what will come up, what direction will be good for you. All right, lovelies. I love you guys so much. I thank you for allowing me to come into your life and your space. Share this. That's the way of sowing as well. Share this on your timeline as well. Let someone else get blessed. All right, lovelies, I'm going to release you. SSLers, I will see you tomorrow at noon. Have a blessed, wonderful, and amazing rest of your day. Bye-bye.